Do you miss Morocco?
I left Morocco when I was 20. That's about almost 20 years ago. Actually, it's 20 years ago because I was in France. I haven't lived there for 20 years. So I do miss I do miss Morocco. I do miss a lot of things about Morocco. It became like a vacation place.
Okay.
Where you go, you see family, you meet them, you spend the summer, you go places where you went, and then you want to come back home.
For you, it is, and Liam too, your husband, you know, for Ireland, once you live here, build your life here, your attitude seems to be, I'm not looking back.
No, yeah, correct. And that's exactly what our attitude was. Before we moved here, my husband was very scared he would get homesick. And he was very surprised he didn't. So let's say this, my husband never, ever left Ireland.
Oh, it's the first time that came to Canada is the first time left the country.
First time he left the country. No, actually the first time he left the country ever. So he used to go to Scotland, but that's same culture.
Similar culture,
My sister-in-law is from there. But the first time he left Ireland together was with me to go to Morocco to visit my family. We were dating at the time. That's when he met my family, asked permission and all that. The second time, so we went to Morocco a few times when we were in Ireland. We went to France. Actually, that was in 2007, I think, we went to France. Took him over to France. So but was always 2 weeks and he came back.
Okay. So it's like a vacation. It is a vacation.
A vacation. So we only left for vacations. And it was always with me. So I'm the one who took my husband out of his country. He still blames me for that.
Yeah.
But no, he done pretty well. He actually loved it here. Okay. There's ups and downs, obviously, like every single, not more than he had back home. I find it great. Like my son is doing sports he could never do before. That's one thing he keeps reminding himself. Our kids are doing sports he could never do somewhere else. Like speed skating is
skating.
Like
you never.
There's no more Canadian than speed skating. Well, there's hockey, but
there's hockey, but not speed skating.
Yeah.
I have my doubt you can do speed skating in Morocco, not even in Ireland.
Actually, there is speed skating team in Ireland. That's why I said to Connor. I said, if it comes to worse, you can still join the Irish team for the Olympics. Since
you and Liam, your husband, especially you, live and work in a few countries, do you have established in other countries and then move here? Do you have any suggestions for those who are already established and then decided to immigrate to Canada?
Always remember the reason you want to immigrate. The good one. The real reason you want to immigrate.
The real reason, yes.
If you remember the real reason you want to do something, you're going to be happy.
Okay.
If you look at the things you don't have when you move, you're never going to be happy.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, we were in Ireland. Family is there. It's not Morocco. Still, what we had Liam's family. I had my friends. I lived in Ireland for 5 years with friends and connections and all of that. So we're in Ireland, house, jobs, friends, family. And then Morocco is next door. France is next door. Literally a flight away, an hour flight.
Yeah.
An hour, 2 hours flight, you're there. Cheap. You can go wherever you want. Super cheap. You can have vacations all year round. 5 weeks vacations we had. Oh, by the way, don't get over here, so that you know.
True.
So you can get it, but it requires negotiations. It's not something that's automatically given to you. 5 week vacations, you can take them all at once if you want to. Relaxed lifestyle, family style kind of life. Nighttime life, amazing. Like local pubs, local areas where everybody knows you. You go in, you're welcome. Everybody happy to see you.
Well, that's Ireland.
That's Ireland, exactly. That's Ireland, the lovely Ireland. The reason we moved here, the reason we accelerated with 2 things: bilingualism for our kids and get away from trouble, because we don't want our kids to grow up hating other people just because of their political choices or religious choices.
Yeah.
So that's not who I am, and that's not what I'm going to raise my kids to be. So once you keep that on your mind, and you're in a different country, you stop thinking, and you have to, it's a training. You literally have to train your brains never to think of what you don't have, because your reason for being here have been a success. For me, the reason to be here was to get my kid away from discrimination, away from you are this, so I don't talk to you, but you are this, I can be your friend. It's not literally like that. Most people are open-minded, but there are this small group that you're always going to be afraid your kid may be dragged into one way or another. And then you come here and you see your kid friend with everybody from every single spectrum of religions, literally the whole spectrum of religions is here. And we're a small province over here, small population, and we still have the full spectrum. And your kid is not identified as a Catholic kid, is identified as Connor Wilson. Not identified as an Irish kid, identified as Connor Wilson. Not identified as a half Moroccan kid, identified as Connor Wilson. You mean he's identified with his own identity, not by his religion, who your parents are, or where you live. And he has friends from the whole spectrum. He has friends, boys, girls, veiled, like Muslim. The girls are wearing theirs, and he goes and says, "But mommy, why don't they talk to us boys? They're all just between them." But that's because they came in as refugees and they didn't know many people, so they kind of stayed together. Once they explained that to him, he was fine. And he still talks to them normal. He said, just respect if they want the distance, respect that. That's what they want. But just don't be stranger. Be there for them if they need you. And Connor is loved by everybody. And he loves everybody. And that's what I wanted for my kid. Carrie, she's in daycare, my little one. And she's also the same thing. She loves, by the way, the quarantine was the best thing happened.
True.
They love daycare now. Like my oldest is 12 and my youngest is 4. My oldest is volunteering now in camps. They're not talking about vacation. They don't even want vacation. They just say, where am I next week? And little one, when I used to drop her off, every now and again she would cry. Now she doesn't even look at you. Bye, mommy. She's not. And she's having the best time. It's like it puts it a little bit in perspective how good they had it in school, which shows you we have a good team in here in the Maritime. And I think it's special to the Maritime. Maritime people have that big heart, and the kids can feel that. People love them. Like you feel the love. But once you think of that and just look at the good things that you have made and the good changes, I don't think you're going to look back.
I have to say, talking, all these kind of interview, especially on, lately has to be on Zoom or this one, it really makes me cry.
I see you, and I was wondering if I was seeing something.
Because it reminds me of the good times with the students, the good people I work with. I'm blessed that I work with a bunch of really, really good people, not just professionally, but as a human being. They are great. You cannot hope for a better group to work with. Good.
No, I agree, James. I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you, James, very much. Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
Welcome.
And goodbye. Thank you.
Okay, goodbye.